Hey everybody, what's going on? Today I wanted to talk about some things that I think would be fun additions or useful additions to the game. This is not like an addition to my 10 things wrong with Raid that focus more on things that I actually thought were problems. This is more just kind of a fun discussion, throwing some stuff out there and seeing what people think about it and getting some input back from you guys on things you would like to see added to the game as well. So again, I'm not really focusing on things that I think are wrong, just some stuff I'd like to see or that I think would be fun. So let's go ahead and jump into it with the first one, which is going to be Clan Wars. I think Clan Wars would be a really nice, interesting, engaging addition to the game. You know, right now there's not really a ton of reason to be in a clan. Obviously hitting clan boss, which is a very popular thing, but beyond that, it's not really that interesting. It's not really that competitive. You know, we are ranked. Clans do get ranked, and I don't really even understand the process, to be honest. I'm assuming clan power is a combination of everybody's total champ power. And then ranking points, I don't really know. I guess maybe it's got something to do with clan boss, but I don't really understand how it works. And I don't think a lot of people really care, to be honest. You know, we are interested in climbing the ranks, whatever that means, but I don't really know what how we're ranked. So I think Clan Wars brings a whole new thing to the game. It lets the clans compete against each other on a more direct level, and it's just interesting. Maybe change it up from arena. Don't have it be 4 versus 4. Change the team sizes. You know, Summoner's War was 3v3. It was very interesting. You had to build monsters specifically for that. Different types of compositions because the number was different than arena. So it's just completely different content. It's very interesting, and it lets the clans compete on a more direct, interesting level. Whereas right now we're all just kind of trying to do as much clan boss damage as we can do, and that's it. So it is fun, and it does have its interesting elements for sure, but I think adding Clan Wars to the game would really open up a lot of things and engage a lot of people, because there's a lot of people who really strive on that PvP stuff, and right now there's only Arena, and Arena is not really, there's not much of a reason to hold rank in Arena, other than the bonuses that you get to your champs, which is very useful, but like Gold 4 rewards aren't really, you know, I have an alternate account. I got a Bronze 2 chest, I think I mentioned this in another video. My Bronze 2 chest on my alternate was better than my Gold 4 chest on my main. So, not really much of a reason to care beyond the bonuses that you get for your champs and farming Glory Hall. So, what's up? Editing Gigs here. So, I just called it the Glory Hall. And I'm sure a lot of you are going to understand why that's weird. Now, in my defense, in Summoner's War, it was called the Glory Shop. Now, I know that in this game it's the Great Hall. So, you get it. You get why it happened. Okay? That's it. That's all I got. I think Clan Wars would be really interesting for a lot of people. A lot of fun. Next on the list, the ability to visit other people's keeps, I think would be really, really nice. Because right now, if you hang out in streams at all, you know that the process is, one, get the attention of the streamer, which can be difficult if the stream is busy. Then you have to copy and paste, or you have to copy pictures of your champ box in your vault, upload them to Imgur, whatever, and then post them in stream, and then they can take a look at them and give you some advice. But you don't really get a look at much. You can see the champs, but it really helps to be able to go in somewhere, look at people's champs, see what kind of gear they have on them, see what kind of tweaks could need to be made without the person having to copy and paste 20 different pictures. You know what I mean? And you know, even just the ability to do it from chat, like just a visit thing down here, and it brings you into their champ box, and you can just look around. You can't change anything, you can't do anything, but you can just take a look around, and I think it would be really nice for the community as a whole, because one of the big things about this game is going into streams and asking for advice. And it's much easier to give advice when you can get a better look at what people have going on. So I think the ability to visit people's keeps would be a really nice addition to the game that would really benefit you know, both content creators and the community alike. And sometimes it's just interesting to head over and see what somebody's got going on, you know. So I don't know, I think that would be a pretty good one. And I guess to kind of piggyback on that, I won't give this one a whole portion on its own, but having an actual friend list, I think would be nice. Not only so that you can visit your friends and see what they got going on, but there's a lot of fun, interesting things that can come from having a friend list. One really popular one is a rep champ. So like, let's say I would probably want to set like my bellower for example, because he is, where's my bellower? Where's my bellower? There he is. He's my farmer. He's my 10-second 12-3, 12-6 farmer. So I would set him as a rep, and maybe somebody that doesn't have a farmer or can't farm those higher levels yet could use my rep once daily to do a run and, do something maybe they couldn't do, or do it a little faster. And if you've got a friend list full of people who have those farmers, then it gives you a little bit of an opportunity to use things like that. Maybe you use it for a dungeon you're struggling to get through, or maybe you use it as a farmer, or maybe you play around with it in whatever way. Maybe you can't use them in clan boss or something like that, but it's always been really cool to be able to use someone's champ. And beyond that, the ability to like send your friends a daily gift. And a lot of times in games, that is usually worthless. For example, in Summoner's War, you send them social points. And when you get a certain amount of social points, it would equal an unknown scroll, which is basically a green shard in this game. Well, okay, no one really cares. The only reason anybody ever did it is because it was part of the daily quest. But if you could make it a little bit more interesting, a little bit more useful, maybe so many social points would equal an ancient shard after a certain point, or something like that, I think would be pretty nice, more interactive, adds to the game. And, again, it'd be cool for people who maybe don't have that farmer yet to be able to use that farmer every day. So, I don't know. I think all of those things together would make a pretty decent addition to the game. So, let's move on to... Yeah, let's do this one. I think that when you ascend a champ... I took his armor off. I think when you ascend a champ... They should change visually. Maybe I'm just used to that because of Summoner's War, but in other games too, I like the visual upgrade. I like the noticeable visual upgrade. And it could either be, a lot of champs have something they unlock at level 3 Ascension, but it could happen there, or it could happen at full Ascension. But I think there should be some sort of visual change when you ascend someone. And with this art team, I think it would be incredible looking. And I'll be honest, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this, and I didn't go and clip the footage, but I'm noticing in the ads that I'm seeing on YouTube, they're saying fully customizable champions, and there's a video clip. I think I'll go grab it. I'll go grab it and put it in right here so you can see what I'm talking about. But there's a point where they say fully customizable champs, and it shows Gallic, and you equip the gear on him in these slots, and there's an animation where he visually gets armor put on him. That's a straight up lie, which really aggravates the piss out of me. I don't know why they're doing that. But regardless, I think it should be a thing. Maybe not necessarily the armor, but some sort of visual change, upgraded armor. I don't know. I just think it would be really cool. I'm a big fan of stuff like that. I'm excited for them to start putting out transmogs, alternate skins for champs that you can get. And, I'm really interested to see the game start developing in that direction, because that stuff's always been fun and interesting to me. And it would be great if it wasn't completely behind a paywall, but even if it is, fine. It's all cosmetic. I'm fine with cosmetics costing money. I don't care about that. But I think it would be nice. Whether it be at level 3, level 6, whatever. But anyway, some sort of visual change for Ascension is really the only thing that I think that would be kind of a fun thing to put in the game. Next is letting us save team compositions. I can't tell you. I have forgotten. I have a Dragons team that could do Dragons 20 in about 3 minutes. I forgot what it was. So I'm stuck back around like 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes, because I don't remember what the team was, and I can't put it back together. I don't know if I changed somebody's gear up in a certain way or what it is, but I can't get that team back. It'd be nice if, like, in the team building somewhere around here, you could click it and you could have a few different teams saved, so that depending on what you were trying to do, you could pick that team. It's particularly nice for arena because, you know, sometimes you want to come in and cleave. Sometimes you want to come in with more of a sustained, tanky type team. You know, you want to counter certain things, and it would be nice to not have to empty this out and build the team back. I know it's kind of nitpicky, and again, I'm not saying it's broken or that it's a problem with the game right now. I'm just saying quality of life, and it would be kind of fun to just be able to click something and have a few team comps here ready to roll that you could just pick. They get put in a slot, and you can jump in. I think things like that are small, but they are nice additions to games. They improve quality of life. And you don't end up in a situation where you forgot what your team was. Your dungeon time slows down by 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes. So something like that I think would be a pretty nice little addition. Not much to say on that one, just something I think would be good. And then the last one, which is my personal favorite, and one we're probably going to talk about for a few minutes, is I've been thinking of ways to implement farming tomes. Because tomes, even in a $100 pack, you only get 7 legendary and 7 epic tomes. Now, this means you would spend $100 and not even fully book a champ. Because I don't know of any. There's very few legendaries, I think, that will fully book on 7 tomes. So $100 to not even fully book a champ. And you don't really get them unless you're doing big numbers in clan boss, and even then it's rare. I have a few buddies that get them occasionally from clan boss, and in events they're usually really hard to get from events, and they're just not really accessible. So if you're in a situation where you've pulled 4 or 5 legendaries and you're free to play or even a moderate spender, you may never fully book them. So I think a way to farm them would be nice. So I've been thinking about some ways to do that, and listening to people talk. And I had this idea, and we talked about it in my stream one night. And I'm sure other people have had similar ideas, but I think that there's a few different ways to go about adding this to the game that I think are all viable. I don't think tomes should just drop. Maybe rare tomes, but beyond that, no. I don't think they should drop from dungeons. What I do think would be cool is if maybe from dungeons, if pages dropped, and every 20 pages was a book, or every however many pages was a book. And depending on where, like how deep you are in the dungeons, will dictate, you know, what types of pages, whether it's rare, epic, or legendary pages can drop. They don't always drop. The drop rate's actually relatively low, but it's not limited, right? Like the ancient shards, you know, you'll see a few at the beginning of every cycle, and then you won't see them again for, 27 days. So don't limit them, but make the drop rate low so that you don't see them all the time, but they occasionally pop up, just so that anybody that's actively playing and farming and doing what they're supposed to be doing will occasionally be getting these pages. And, it may still take a really long time, which is fine, but at least they're making some progress. At least they're moving forward and being able to put some tomes into their champions without having to spend any money on the tomes, because I just think they're just a little bit too expensive and a little bit too rare. And that's just what I think. I think another alternative would be a new dungeon similar to Minotaur, where you have to go in and exclusively dedicate resources, exclusively spend energy on it, that just drops pages. And it drops it in the same fashion that Minotaur does, right? Random pages, small amounts, and people have to actually dedicate energy to doing that. So they, wherever you're spending energy, you're not spending it everywhere else. So if they're trying to farm tomes, then they're not leveling up champs, they're not doing all the other things, and make it where it doesn't give experience, and it doesn't give silver, and it doesn't give anything else. All you can get from there is pages. So you spend your energy on getting pages, and or even page fragments. And so many page fragments make a page, and then so many pages make a tome. That way it still requires a lot of energy, it still requires a lot of time, You can't just run in there and level up a legendary in a few days, or skill up a legendary in a few days. Just something along those lines to make this stuff accessible in an interesting way and in a useful way, and in a way that opens up the ability to level up. Because like I spend a decent amount of money, and I don't pull a bunch of legendaries, and I think Fushan is the only one that I have skilled up. I think I might have a couple of tomes, and yeah, I have a couple of tomes in him. And then beyond that, no one has a tome. None of my legendaries have any tomes. So I mean, you think, as long as I've been playing and as much money as I've spent, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's 15 legendary tomes, and I have one in my inventory right now that I haven't used. So in the several months, 7 or 8 months I've been playing this game, and the pretty large amount of money that I've spent, I've come across 16 legendary tomes. It's not very many relative to the time and money that I've put into the game. So an opportunity to get my hands on them a little more often, I would appreciate. Again, it's, it is what it is right now, and it's fine. I don't necessarily think it's broken, but I think it would be a really nice addition to the game that I think everybody would appreciate, that I think would be useful, and that I don't think would lopside the game too much. You know what I mean? I think it would be nice if people could farm those to some extent, beyond being very high level in clan boss, or big spenders that can finish all the events and buy these packs when they come out. Because I gotta be honest, as useful as the tomes are, I've never spent money on a tome, and I don't plan on it. I just don't want to buy a skill up. You know what I mean? I accept their value, and people that do it, I get it, and it makes sense. And if you're gonna spend the money on it, go for it. They just don't hold that value to me. I just don't think they're that valuable to actually spend my money on. So that's what I feel. That's just a few things I think would be nice if they were added to the game. So let me know what you guys think about those, and what you think. What else you would like to see added to the game? There's a lot of stuff, of course, that I didn't go over. I just wanted to name a couple of things, and I guess kind of get the conversation started, because I'm really interested to hear what you guys think should be added to the game, and to have it not be in a like things wrong with raid context. Just a conversation, just something to talk about and think about and have some fun with. So I'm really excited to hear what you guys think. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Hope you had fun, and I'll catch you in the next one.